Guys, the silver price party ain't over yet. If you thought that the last few days have been positive and the run was over, I'm here to say there's way more room to go. Now, before we get into it and a lot of this positivity here regarding the silver price, hit that subscribe button so you can get more of these updates because I don't want you to miss out on this info. So, if we scroll down and take a look at what's been happening recently in silver, you would note that, okay, we've been making some nice gains here, but in the last few days, we've been moderating and it looks like we're heading towards the trend line here. You know, is this a possibility of the run ending? And we have the MACD beginning to slow down as well. And I'm here to say that I actually think that there's more room for us to go, even in the near term. Now, for focusing on the near term, take a look at this. Here we have the moving averages for silver. And as you can see, and this is something I've been clocking over the last few days, we are getting closer and closer and closer to the 20-day and 60-day moving, or the 20-day crossing above the 60-day. Yes, we've been seeing price runs or price gains ahead of this cross, but that doesn't mean that we're not going to continue seeing those price gains thereafter. Because, actually, let me zoom out here and show you an example of what I'm talking about as far as the relationship between the 20-day crossing above the 60-day and the continued price gains. But take a look here. Price gains began to happen right around March 31st, 2021, when we kind of hit that bottom in silver price and we start to see a run up. And this was right before the bottom in the 20-day moving average. And as we crossed, or as we began to anticipate that cross, we edged up, but then we started to moderate a little bit. But then as we crossed, we continued the rise up. And this is something that we even saw back here during early December as well. Kind of hit a bottom in late November, started to see a rise, and then eventually things start to moderate right before that cross, and then boom, to the upside. So will that happen this time? None of us are soothsayers here, and I don't want to give you the impression that this is a crystal ball here, but I want to let you know that there's a probability that we need to consider that, hey, this is looking pretty positive as far as past behavior. Now, in addition to the positivity here that we're seeing in price action, who may be behind some of these moves? Because obviously a lot of us retail guys, we get silver from time to time, but we don't have huge capital to move prices as much as large institutions. Well, it seems as if hedge funds are getting into silver as well. Take a look at this article from Kitco, and I quote, "Analysts have noted that rising inflation fears have sparked renewed interest in base metals. At the same time, depleted inventories as demand picks up have created a significant supply-demand imbalance. Copper and silver have both seen a rise in bullish interest as investors look for inflation hedges. Analysts noted inflation fears are at their highest in 16 years, and we'll talk about that at the end of this video, indicated by 5-year break-even rates. The break-even rate is the difference in yields between bonds and treasury inflation-protected securities. The difference represents the inflation rate needed to equalize their returns. As of Friday, the 5-year break-even rate was at 2.91, the highest level since 2005. The CFTC disaggregated commitments of traders report for the week ending October 19th showed money managers, not just us retail traders, increased their speculative gross long positions in COMEX silver futures by 2,593 contracts to 50,000 40. At the same time, short positions fell. You see that, guys? Short positions fell by 11,788 contracts to 30,603. Silver's net length now stands at 19,000 contracts. Ole Hansen, head of commodity strategy at Saxo Bank, noted that silver's net length has more than tripled from the previous week. During the survey period, silver prices pushed to nearly a 6-week high above $24 an ounce. Analysts expect hedge funds to have added to their bullish bets as prices have rallied above $24.50 an ounce. Many analysts have noted that silver is being pulled by new momentum in base metals as copper prices took a run at their record highs from May. So big money is beginning to flow into silver. Now, if we take a look at the relationship between silver and gold, I'm going to pull up the what I like to, it should be a silver to gold ratio, but I won't belabor that point too much. Gold to silver ratio, as many colloquially call it. We have the 250-day moving average down here at the bottom, and it is edging lower as we're beginning to see this move cross now, or this the 20 and 60-day moving average cross. So it looks like it is continuing its descent lower, or it will continue its descent lower as we see this ratio edge lower as well. It looks like sentiment is really pulling or pushing towards silver right now. And what exactly is helping this rise in silver prices? Now, as you can see here, gold is actually still holding its own, even though prices have dropped a bit recently. Now, actually, let me pull this up so you can see it. There we go. Gold is pretty much in the same position as silver right now. And actually, things look a little bit tighter here for gold, meaning that the 250-day moving average is falling, it looks like almost at a faster rate than silver's 250, meaning that there could be a possibility here that gold may have a nice strong run in the coming weeks as well, as it looks like it's definitely about to cross above the 60-day, and it soon won't be too long until it crosses back above the 250-day, which will definitely pull silver back up from where it is currently. And silver isn't doing too bad as of right now. Regarding Bitcoin's influence, Bitcoin is beginning to moderate, it looks like. Not as strong of a fast climb up, but it still is holding its own relatively high to where it was from where it ascended from in late September in the low 40,000s. So I wouldn't discount Bitcoin yet. Now, if we're taking a look at the DXY, we're seeing some moderation here. Again, I wouldn't necessarily discount it and say it's going to drop, remarkably low, but it looks like it's beginning to moderate a bit. But irregardless of that, silver or gold is rising, and with that, it will pull silver up. And also, if we can expect Bitcoin to rise, we should expect silver to rise as well. Now, let's talk a little bit about some macro here. Yesterday, I made this video regarding the correlation between owner's equivalent rent and the Case-Shiller home price index. And basically, long story short, there is a 20-month lag of positive, strong correlation in since the Great Recession. Now, there is a lag that we all are pretty aware of, but for myself, I was searching online. I couldn't find the exact time or the exact time length. Like, how long does it take for it to actually, for OER to react? after the home prices react. So essentially, what I'm starting to see, if August 2021 was the peak of the home prices, then we might expect a peak in OER by April of 2023, given a 20-month lag, which means between now and 2023, we should see OER rise, which will help inflation, which will help gold, which will help silver. So guys, if you want to see that episode, click the video at the end of this. Hit the subscribe button if you are new to this channel. It really helps the channel out. Thanks again for watching.